One piece of equipment that I find really underutilized, and oftentimes it's because people don't have that resource, is a wall. I use the wall quite a bit. Walls are excellent for understanding distance with your striking. Great thing about a wall is you have this barrier that if you're gonna throw punches, you might have to just throw them on the outside so that you can land your kick and land it on the wall. Or if you're in close with punches and you're landing it on the wall, you have to step back before you start landing kicks. So it's great for managing distance, but it's also good for control, because if we have wall mats here, or if you just have your shoes on and you're kicking a wall. I used to even train people on a handball court. The wall's gonna win if you're gonna kick as hard as you can. So you're gonna end up being the one that's hurt. So what's more important is that when we're striking a wall, we're controlling our strike when we're stopping and getting that full range of motion there when we're striking. We're gonna be using this to level up our game. We're gonna be using this wall to work on our striking skills. So one of the first things I just have my students do on the wall is I just have them go high guard in a fighting stance, and I just have them approach the wall, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Boom, 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 boom. I have them kind of shuffle in, shuffle back, shuffle in, shuffle back. So I have them do this where they get pretty close to the wall, and I just want them to maintain that gap in their legs when they're doing that shuffling. As we start to progress from that, we start adding on. I'll start adding a double jab from the outside, and then I land the cross on the wall. And each time I do this, I want to get a little bit better and better with my distance and my control. Bam, bam, boom. We bring it back. We're here, ba, ba, ba. So notice I go in, double jab cross, and then I go out high guard. If I want to add another layer to this, I can go double jab cross, and I can block on my way out. Double jab cross, parry, parry, block, block. So I can start adding those details. I will start using angle cutting. So I'll do something like missing that double jab cross, bam, bam, boom, landing the cross. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut to a 45-degree angle and then throw that cross. Since I'm using this wall, I'm not hitting a pad, so I can't hit it right on the knuckles. My pinky is gonna land right here on the wall at this 45-degree angle. I pull back, I do that sort of reverse quarter turn, and then I can just scoot back. Then just keep repping it. Miss the double jab to close the distance, land the cross, cut the angle, and then land the cross. Ba, ba, boom, boom, step out, come back. I can do double jab cross, and now roll to my right, and then throw that cross, and then come back, reverse that quarter turn. So we're doing that same 45. After landing that cross, instead of dashing and then throwing that cross again, I throw the cross, duck, throw that cross again. Another thing that I just have a lot of my students do is just hopping back and forth in place, kind of like sport karate hop. Both feet are moving back and forth. So I start having them just do that on the wall, nice and light sport karate style hopping, and then they can start adding a jab. This is a great way to warm up as well. I square up a little more because when you throw crosses, you have to square up. And then you go a little bit more to the side as you throw each cross. Boom, boom, ba, ba. But we're using this wall. Then I can work on this type of footwork. They call it in grappling penetration step. That's where you're going, boom, boom. That 1-2 right here. It's not a slide. I'm here, 1-2, just like that, okay? So I can just go in here, 1-2, and then push off the front foot, 1-2. Push off the back foot, 1-2, push off the front foot, 1-2. Ideally, you want your right heel or your back heel slightly elevated the whole time. So the way this would work for punching is I can have on the outside, missing the jab cross, but then I do that penetration step, and as I'm doing that, I start throwing my jab and then my cross. 1, 2. Then I go back, I'm out of range. 1, 2. Then I go in range. 1, 2. Step back, out of range. 1, 2. Then I go in range. 1, 2. I have them practice their crosses all going in one direction along this wall, all the way down the mat. I'll have them go cross and then hook. And then they walk again, and then they go cross, hook, and then they have to kind of march here in their stance, cross, hook. Because remember, when you have a stance in martial arts, you have to learn to walk in that stance. I can't just be fighting like this, stationary, and then walk when I'm gonna fight. When I fight and I move around, I gotta learn to move around using different types of footwork. So this is another thing. The reason why I'm adding this cross is because a lot of people, when they cross, they stick their elbow out. So this wall is here to check them so that instead they just rotate their wrist and then they pull back here and throw the hook. So using the wall for that cross and that hook is excellent. I can be on the outside, miss the jab, and I can step in with my left kick, boom. Or I could already be in position nice and tall, miss the jab, land the left kick. Or I could go, miss the jab, right kick. So notice how when I'm doing this, my kick is very controlled. I kind of stick it on the wall for a split second and bring it back. So I'm working on the technique of my kick while I'm doing this. Once again, I'm not ripping the kick, just working on technique here. Boom. Ah. If I'm in here and I throw a jab cross and I want a front kick, I have to dash back. So I use my footwork, go back here, then I'm in range. I can go here and I can wrap my side kick. I can be here, I can throw like a back fist, Bill Wallace style. Bill Wallace combo, I can back fist, slide the foot up, land the side kick, come back here, throw that back fist, slide, side kick. So instead of boom, 1, 2, right here on the wall, I can just use that same penetration step and then throw this type of forward elbow here. I can set up spinning elbows. I can maybe throw a lead teep, then hop to the side, throw a spinning elbow. My favorite way to set up that spinning back elbow is actually from a bladed stance. I throw a side kick. So I'm gonna just do it slow because of my injury. I land the side kick. And then what I do is I do a side hop, similar to a Thai hop, where I lift my knee up, I slide to get close to the wall, close the distance, and land this spinning back elbow. I could be in close range. I could use that penetration step, 1, 2, even practice a hit to the body, maybe land an elbow. Then I can dash, throw a back kick. I'll have them go jab, fake the teep, and step forward with the rear. So they'll go jab, fake the teep, step forward, and then they'll throw a knee, and then come back. So we're closing the distance. We're getting into close range from being on the outside. Jab, up, knee. Then we come back like that. Those are just some things we can do using the wall. But like I said, the options are limitless. It's something fun to play with. I really enjoy teaching people that have a mixed background when it comes to martial arts. So if they have some boxing and kickboxing knowledge, but also like Taekwondo, I love it because they can get in close range, start throwing some combos on the wall, dash to one side, and then throw a cool Taekwondo style kick.